Hey guys, this is Austin from Ikit Music Scene. This podcast is meant to bring light and connect fans to local music from the Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois, and Tennessee area. We will play music from scenes all around, as well as interview the bands from that scene. So, thanks for listening, and without further ado, let's slam it! Hey guys, this is Austin from Ikit Music Scene. If you like the bands you just heard, make sure to click the links below. Go ahead and check the bands out on their own websites. And I think we're going to go ahead into an interview.
I got the guys with us from Torn Confidence today, and we have
Jacob Wallace, the vocalist.
I'm Eddie, and you know what I do.
well, we're psyched to have you guys. And we were going to get right into first the song that we have that we're going to play today is called Wanderer, and the album is A Brighter End. Could you tell us a little bit about first the inspiration for the song or the title or how the song was written?
Get that one, JD.
So, unfortunately, Eddie wasn't there during the writing process with us, but I could tell you a lot about this song. So, the riff was actually wrote by Tristan, the incoming riff, our previous drummer. I wrote most of the lyrics. Tristan had a big part in writing most of it because he assisted with some lyrics too. But the song is mainly about, there is a crazy story about our album that nobody knows. So Event Horizon, Kite, and Wanderer all kind of sync up together, and it's kind of a story about how some guy gets sent off to space, finds out that there's this planet, and this planet's under attack, and then he forms a rebellion on with the rebellion people, and then eventually they come through. So Wanderer is actually about him getting sent to the planet. He finds out that he was put into a rocket, and they just left him out to die because he was going to change the world somehow. And they just said, yeah, we're going to send this guy off to space. And then he ends up just helping another planet out. So that's the story of Wanderer.
Hell yeah.
That is amazing. Two things I wanted to say real quick. One, Austin and I were talking earlier. You guys carry yourselves extremely professionally, and we respect that a lot, and I think that a lot of people do. And I just want to let you guys know that people see it, and we have a lot of respect for it.
Well, I think we're a bunch of ding-dong. Thanks, man.
No.
Yeah,
but
dude,
also, go ahead. Sorry.
We've been at this a while now, like, I don't know, 3 solid years of just us, 3 or 4 solid years of just us trying to hone down and really do something with this, because it's been me and Tyler from the beginning, and it's me and him can depend on each other, and we know as long as we have each other, we're going to make it through it. But we have an excellent group of people with us, with Eddie, Trevor, and Chad. We're so happy with the lineup that we finally have.
Well, you guys definitely got a banger lineup. You guys are all really good at what you do individually. One other thing that I was going to say off of what you said, I like the concept album thing. I didn't know you guys were doing that.
So it's not a whole concept. It's just those 3 songs. Everything else is completely unrelated. But I don't know. It was just those 3 songs were kind of wrote lyrically in the studio. And we were watching Interstellar. That was the inspiration from it. So
good movie,
I was like, yeah, it's a great movie. We watched it like 4 times the whole week we were recording. And I don't know. It was just everything fell into place. And it was just it was a fun story to tell and to think about. I don't know. I've never done anything like that. I've always tried to make songs personal, but telling a story with a couple different songs was a lot of fun.
Man, that's really awesome. I'm a huge nerd for that kind of stuff. I'm going to listen to your music later with a whole new light.
Yeah.
So in the next year, do you guys have any plans that you had prior to, the whole COVID-19?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we sort of do. We've got a couple short runs in the works. We've got songs we're working on. It all kind of I would say we kind of put things up in the air a little bit more, but
yeah, we got a lot of we don't know what we're going to do right now, because we just came off our album release in December, and then we had a bunch of shows planned. We had our album release planned, and we got all those done, and then after that we were just going to build up and kind of make ourselves a little more show ready, and we were going to do a short run with Archers, and I think we're going to pick back up with them in September. So yeah, I think that's our only confirmed thing that we're doing in the upcoming year. But everything else is kind of, we may do it, we may not. It's hard to say.
Okay. That's really cool that you have the ability to just kind of jump on it with those guys. You have a good relationship with them.
We actually haven't met them or played with them. There is a photographer I'm going to shout out right now, Maya Tolliver. She is from Indianapolis, and she took pictures at our Indianapolis release show because we did like 3 separate weekends, 3 release shows where it was like Evansville one weekend, Louisville the next, and then and then Indianapolis.
Oh, that's awesome. You're fine.
Indianapolis last one. And she shot our Indianapolis show and said
she did great work.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome, and she got us hooked up with them, and yeah, they seem like really nice dudes. They have, decent following. We're happy to be
We're
involved
very
with
excited.
it. Yeah,
it's a cool opportunity for us, and we're glad that guys like that are willing to work with dudes like us to get some more opportunities. It's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. You guys are also yourselves good guys, and you definitely deserve an opportunity.
Thank you, man. Likewise.
Well, thank you. What you were talking about, some of the short runs you're doing. Do you have where do you usually tour? I've never really asked you guys that.
So we've never actually been on a full tour. We usually, just because of all of our work schedules, just hit up weekend shows. And I mean, we try and go everywhere. I mean, we've mainly just hit Indy, Louisville, and Evansville, and we've been to Cincinnati, Chicago. Those are the main places. I can't think, and then just random places in Indiana.
yeah, the little towns that you've never heard of.
Yeah,
those are always fun though. Man.
Those are weird in some way.
Yeah,
but they're fun.
The bands from those towns are also really unique every single time.
Oh, yeah, they're always super interesting. If nothing else, if there's even nobody there, you're gonna leave with a story usually. So it's worth.
Oh yeah.
For that alone.
Yeah, like Lawrenceville. Like, you weren't at the first Lawrenceville show.
I know.
But,
I was hype about
dude, all right, I'm going to tell this story because we're on a podcast. But, so, we had the show in Lawrenceville, and it was like, I don't know, like 4 bands dropped off before we got there. So I'm okay, yeah, this is going to be great. Because there were like, there were like 10 bands on it, so I was kind of like, whatever, because it was going to be late at night. But, yeah, dude, we played at this VFW and in Lawrenceville, Illinois, and just like it was just some crazy shit. This dude sat down to us and was like, hey, how's it going, guys? And he was just being really weird. He was the opening act, and he gets up, plays his guitar, and he did fine. He had a little good set for his first show, it being acoustic. Well, then the dude just got whacked out on something. I don't know if it was alcohol or some other substance, but bro just threw a fit. Like, he bust in one band set, just grabbed the mic from the vocalist and just started screaming in it and like smoking inside, kicked the door into the venue. Like,
oh my gosh,
that shit crazy. And like, I remember the bartender was trying to get him to go out, and he just grabbed the pitcher out of her hand and chugged it and left. And the cops ended up getting called. It was a train wreck, but it's one of those things that you never forget. There was a dude who threw up.
Definitely.
I'm mad I missed it. We'll have other ones, man.
Yeah, dude, we got plenty of other shows coming up.
Well, hell yeah, that sounds like a great place to play a show.
Definitely, we'll be back. Lawrenceville, we're coming for you.
We're coming in hot.
We need to advertise exclusively to Lawrenceville.
That'll be your largest following.
Yeah,
Illinois.
The entire town, the entire population.
Have like commercials where they're like, "Be there."
Yeah, dude. Dude, I went to VU in Lawrenceville. Is where you go to, like, I don't know, get your alcohol, because there isn't a whole lot in Vincennes besides like the really dirty fucking alcohol shops. So.
Oh hell yeah!
No, you can buy beer there on Sunday. That's why we went and bought alcohol there, because that's still in place.
Can't you get in Indiana now too? On Sundays?
Indiana, you can, now.
All right. We're back.
You guys there?
We're back. We lost you for a second because my internet's.
We're in the
Stupid.
Oh, you're good. You're good. We're still here with you.
Cool.
We'll just jump here to the next question. I was gonna ask if you guys had any plans specifically after following quarantine, whenever, well, not quarantine, whatever you want to call it, whenever that may end.
We do have one plan. I'm not going to give too much information on it, but it is going to be a cover, and it's going to be something I don't think anyone is expecting from us. And no, it is not a Limp Bizkit cover, and it is my fault that everyone was guessing that. So
JP's voice sounds shockingly good on it because you're such a bad vocalist.
yeah, dude, I'm stinky.
No, like it's something that he actually kind of sounds like the dude, but it's like the last dude you guess.
Yeah, we're going to release it, and everyone's going to be like, why did they do this?
No, wait, I'll give a hint. The only hint is Need for Speed Underground 1.
Oh, shit.
Need for Speed
That's
Underground. Okay.
That's a good hint. That's a
Yeah.
great hint.
Yeah, reach for the depths from that one.
Scour the soundtrack, everybody.
Yeah, everyone's like,
Yeah, dude, it's 24 by T.I.
Oh, Christ. Okay. So, other than that one show in Lawrenceville, is there any show in particular from the region that sticks out in your mind?
So,
You want to talk about the Indian show?
yeah. So I'll actually let you talk about that because I got other ones I want to talk about. And you just
So I'm obviously, this was actually before I even joined TC last year. This one, I guess, May last year.
Yeah.
It was Torn Confidence, Forthright, my other band, and then Igian. It was like the return of Igian. It was the first show they'd played since like 2016, 15.
I have no idea.
A long time. Anyways, we played at La Masca, which is obviously, you think shows like that, that's not the first place you think, but we, the three of us, primarily Igian, sold out La Mascos, and it was so cool. It was just, it was, things had felt kind of slowed down. Obviously, there's not a lot of venues around here lately, and it was a good moment. It was a reminder that, hey, people still want to go to shows. There's still unity in the scene, and there's still a desire for this sort of thing. People are still wanting it, and if you if you book it, they'll be there. It'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, dude. And then like I don't know, some other ones that stick out for me. The Louisville album release show we had went very well from what I was expecting. So we usually played at a place called the Tiger Room, which was also known as Trixie's.
Tiger Room's sick.
And it's a really cool venue, but it's shut down just because it was partially a music venue, partially a strip club. And oh yeah,
Which
dude,
is so cool.
So New Year's, unrelated, New Year's Eve we played there, and they had the doors open between the strip club part and the venue part, and it was just fucking madness the whole night. There was a rap concert going on in the strip bar part, and then like metal bands were playing in the concert venue part, but everybody was mingling between the two, and that was a dope show. But anyway, we played at Diamond Pub, which is where all like August Burns Red just headlined there. Like this.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And
it's very, very nice.
Terry Harper helped us out so much with that because I don't know, it got shut down, and then we were just like, oh, what the hell is going to happen? So John, the guy who was booking our show, John Clark, Kraken Claus is his Instagram name. He's trying to do some kind of podcast deal. But he reached out to Terry for us, and Terry got us booked at that Diamond Pub. And yeah, it turned out a way better than I expected it to. It was just a really, really cool night.
All right, be back with that interview in just a second. We're going to go ahead and play a few songs, get that out of the way, and we'll return right back.
Like
Thanks for listening, guys, and don't forget to check out the links below with all the bands and everything. Make sure you go to their websites, check them out, and we're going to go back to the interview with Torn Confidence.
Where is Diamond Pub located?
It's like downtown Louisville.
Yeah, it's a big pool hall. Like it's, dudes who play pool know it really well, which I don't, but I know dudes who do. Like I brought it up because I talked to a lot of dudes and they're like, "Oh, I know that place," and I was like, "That's weird." Okay, and it turned out to be amazing.
Yeah.
I almost want to give a shout out to one band, but I'm not going to.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to name any names, but make sure you're, if you're going to play a show.
Oh shit!
No, yeah, no, should I not?
No, don't do it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Just be professional at shows. That's all I'm gonna say.
Be professional at shows. No matter what happens, like take your L, but don't take it like a bitch. In the nicest way I can say that.
There was some really nice guys actually, and it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, it was just a bad situation for them.
Just keep playing.
Yeah.
If you haven't mishap during the show.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we're gonna leave.
Definitely.
Nice guy.
So, as an audience member, is there any shows that stand out? That was purely local.
Local shows.
Or regional, I mean.
Man.
You go first, I'm gonna think.
I'm gonna talk about something that happened a few years back, and Jakey, I don't even know if you were going to shows yet. And I'm pretty fresh on shows too in the grand scheme of things. This was in like 2013. That's when I first started going to shows. But, there used to be a thing in town called Show Me Your Scene Fest. And
yeah,
dude, that shit was so cool. That was like some of the first shows I ever went to. And, that was when I played drums, but no one really knew I played drums. I just played in my basement. And I'm always going to love going to shows. I'm still just stoked to be a part of it. It's nice to know all the guys that were like the big dudes in the scene now. It's really honored. I feel honored. It's really humbling. But there was something called Show Me Your Scene Fest a couple years back, and it was
Jay Putty, right?
Yeah. He is going on to do some crazy things. But that's a whole nother story for another time. But yeah, it was put on by Jay Putty and then my good buddy Ernesto. Ernesto was in a band called Vendors Immortals, and then a ton of other of my buddies were in bands all over the scene. So it was just this culmination of all my friends are playing in all these bands. I get to watch them all day. And I don't know, man. It was a big mixed genre show. If you know Travis Thompson and all, that was the Snake's first show. And I'm trying to think of all the bands that are on it. Like While the Buried Sleep was real big at the time. They played.
Yeah.
Preservation played. And that was like my favorite band at the time. There was Kami Syndica that played. There was a big mix, and it was just a big fun show. And I don't know, man. It's a fun memory, and I wish there was more things like that. I wish there was more bands to play, good or bad. It's just nice to have everybody out there doing it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember whenever that stuff happened, the Show Me Your Scene stuff. There was, if I'm right, wasn't like every venue in town lit up at the same time with kids?
I don't know. So there was two of them. The first one was all at Mesker in that shelter house off the street, and there was like 50 bands. And then the second one, they couldn't get Mesker for whatever reason, and they had it at the Hat. And then they were gonna do it again, but man, there's always egos. People got butt hurt. People were like, "Why am I in this spot on the show?"
Unfortunately.
But it's all these, dude. It's fucking local people. We're all here to have a good time.
Bro, I want to
open. Stay out of it. Yeah,
I
like
want to open every show.
Opening's fun, dude.
I can get drunk as shit after.
Right.
Oh, yeah. If I got a headline, I can't get drunk. Like I hate that.
You're there late. I don't know, man. I know that this is a different segue, and I'm kind of getting off topic, but I think it's really. It kind of irritates me that people get so upset and they get so butthurt and that they feel so insulted about playing in certain spots on shows. And, I understand it sort of to an extent, but dude, for the most part, just have fun. Just play the show. It's fun. Just be there and have a good time. Be glad you're on it, man.
Yep.
Definitely. I know that whenever I've thrown shows before, depending on the people working with, that's always a fear that there might be a band involved that might get upset about where you put them on the bill.
Right.
And then I don't want to offend a band. Never
Yeah.
want to do that.
No,
I respect everybody.
I think it's a silly worry to have, and a lot of the time, sometimes it is, oh, it's a new band, whatever. But sometimes it's, and I'll admit I didn't understand this when I was younger, but as I've gotten older and played more shows, sometimes it's not even that, oh, you're not as big of a deal. It's gonna flow better if it's like this.
Yeah.
If you have a bunch
Definitely.
of indie bands, and then you're friends with X band or Y band, or like an indie band, it wouldn't make sense to have them dead center in the show. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just the way it goes sometimes, and I think people get way too easily offended about that.
Definitely. So I was gonna mention that the first time that I met you, Jacob, was at a show that I was on. Sausage Slam was opening for a bunch of different cover bands
For fucking Crimson Red.
for Crimson Fest at Crimson Red, definitely.
Bro,
Shout
I
out to
was in
Justin
that band for a
Becker.
bit. I
You were in
fucking
Crimson Red?
I joined. Okay, dude. So Justin, I sat beside him at fucking college. That's how I met him, and it just turned out he was a
Okay.
dude from Evansville in a band. And my cousin really wanted to get in a band, Billy, and he ended up. I think Luke left Crimson Red, and then Michael moved over to bass, and then Billy took over the guitar part. And Michael was singing, and I love Michael to death, but I was like, hey, I don't think he should be the singer. And so Billy was like, if you feel that way, then fucking get a mic and do that. And I was like, okay, I will. And here we are.
Well, hell yeah. No, I almost was going to sing for Crimson Red right before they found Michael. He was
Oh, yeah?
recording Sausage Slam in his basement the week beforehand,
Uh-huh.
and me and Jason Hopper were about to join the band.
Really?
Yeah, that's an interesting tidbit of paths crossing there.
Dude,
But
like Justin's basement was the most insane fun. Did you ever go down there?
right,
It was the most
there was like
insane
$20,000 of equipment.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, hey, you want to help out with a music fest? And he's like, nope.
I gotta rent a U-Haul, then I gotta drive it there, and
Oh, we jammed there a bunch because I was in that band, but it was one of those things that he just liked drinking a little more than playing drums. And by the end of the fucking night, he couldn't keep a beat worth a damn. And I was like, I love you, Justin, but shit, boy, I can't be in a band with you.
That's the way she goes.
But
buddy.
shout outs to Justin, good guy, Justin.
Yeah, Justin, if you're hearing this, which I don't know if you even have social media anymore, I miss you.
He's gonna hear this, definitely.
You're gonna send it to him?
Yes, I'm gonna send it directly to him.
Oh man.
But at that show, I kind of berated you. You were wearing a Squirtle hat. I called you Squirtle Hat Guy, and I wouldn't play a song because you left. You left the room, and I wouldn't play until you came back in.
Okay, so in the time we had our previous encounter, and now, like last week, I found that fucking Squirtle hat.
No way.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's fucking old. It's faded. It's seen better days.
Well, next time that you're playing a show, you need to wear
Yeah.
that for me because I'll be there.
Absolutely.
But Eddie, I don't know too much about your history as far as being a musician. I mean, I know you've been around for a while. I've heard your name and I've seen you at shows. Tell me a little bit about you and what all you've done.
Okay, I'll give you like the brief synopsis. So, I started playing in bands in 2014. I was in Jay Putty's live band. Like I was in his like first live band ever, and he made me his drummer. So I did that, and then I was in a band called Insurgent. We wanted to be sworn in real bad, and that was fun. Those both fun bands. I'm still close with all those dudes. I'm still close with Jay. He's a nice fella. And then I don't know. I did a bunch of random other bands. I was in a band called Valena a few years ago with Tyson Singer and and Aaron and Tony, who were in Insurgent with me. And I'm sure I'm glossing over some things, but yeah, since then I did. I'm in Forthright. Me and Nick started that back in 2016. We, aside from Torn Confidence, Forthright has an album that's done that we're about to drop here soon. And when I'm not doing Forthright, I play in Strict and 90 other side projects that may not see the light of day because there are like 5 drummers in Evansville, and
Yeah.
I apparently am just more desperate than all of them. So I
You're
say
more eager.
yeah, I say yes to literally everything. It's pretty terrible.
We're
Well,
about to release a song with.
Go ahead. Did we lose him?
Yeah, me and Jakey and Dan.
Okay. I think we just lost him.
I think they'll be back. We'll just wait for them. They'll be back. Come on, guys.
Oh, no.
We got one more question.
You better stop that. That's copyrighted, I get.
That's copyrighted?
Probably somewhere,
A hi-hat?
Someone will get mad.
Oh.
Ooh.
Hello? We lose him?
I think we lost him.
I think we lost him. Oh, man. We were so close. I bet a phone died or something.
Dude.
Shannon, don't do that. Oh,
Boy,
hey!
it was our internet.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're good.
I don't know when we get cut off, but I was talking about all my bullshit side projects that no one. Yeah. So me and Jakey and Daniel Wade from the Alpha Incident. Also very cool band, nice guys. Too big of a drum set. Thomas, get a smaller drum set. And Sebastian from Igian, the nicest dude ever.
He is too nice.
That whole band is way too.
Yeah,
nice.
dude, they're too nice to be that angry.
I don't know if you guys know, dude, those dudes are so fucking nice. They're nice enough they let me play drums for them in 2016. That was too.
I remember that.
I didn't do very well. I didn't know how to be. They were just really desperate. I said,
They were like, "You want to be drummer?"
I said, "I'll try my best." But anyways, super nice guys. Sebastian's playing on it too. We're about to release a song together, and it's cool stuff. It's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's like
maybe a Bad Wolves feel, maybe a little Straight from the Path. A little. I don't know. I don't know what it even sounds like. It's different though.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Don't reference either of the things I just said because I don't know what I'm talking
Spitballing.
It's a cool song though. I just don't know any genres.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's whack. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff. So, anyways, yeah, I just do that and a lot of drum covers in my basement, and that is my entire. We'll sum it up there. That's it.
Well, hell yeah. Speaking of Nick from Forthright,
Yes.
I believe he and I went to church together whenever we were younger.
I'm sure you did. He played
I think
softball, hit by a car one time too. I'm not sure why that's the first thing that comes to mind. I think that really hurt him actually. I hope he doesn't hear this. Anyways, yeah. I know, Nick. What about him?
Oh, no, that was pretty much the whole thought there.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Don't-
He's a good guy. I like him.
Maybe you did. I don't know. Nick is the least religious person I think I know now. So I don't know what that means, but to each their own.
I love you guys.
All right, boys. I'm just in a good mood. Yeah, no,
I dig it.
Nick is awesome. He's a sweetheart. He's actually extremely talented.
He's very
Yeah.
nice. Every time I've met him, he always has a smile on his face.
Nick is just
that's
happy
what I
to be
like about
alive,
him.
man. That dude is uncomfortably nice, and I'm very, very, very blessed to be in a band with that dude. He, I don't know, I'm excited for everybody to hear the new Forthright stuff. I know it's for the most part Nick's baby. I don't know, it's definitely not anything like you ever heard him play. I was very shocked when he brought all of it to the table.
Is it like heavy?
Some of it sounds straight up like Tool. Some of it sounds like Mastodon. It just doesn't sound.
I love Mastodon.
Sounds very cool. I don't know. I think people are gonna be pleasantly surprised. But Nick's a very talented guy, and I'm lucky to know him. I'm lucky to make music with him.
That's how I feel about Tyler.
Tyler's super. I'm in a band with 3 Tylers. There's a Tyler in every single one of my bands. Yeah, it's bullshit. I'm in a band, and every single time they're all like way better than you'd think they'd be. They're like all like really good. I'm like, why are you all named Tyler?
All right, we're going to go ahead and take another break so we can fit in some more bops yet today. So let's take a look. right. Thanks for staying in with us, guys. Don't forget to check out the links below. Check out the bands. Check out their music. Check out their own websites. And we're going to get back into the interview.
Yeah.
So the last thing I was going to ask you guys here. Is there is there anything going on in particular in the region? Any bands that you know of? Any venues that are popping off or something like that you think people should know about? Anybody want to plug?
Well, that last one's $1 million question.
Yeah, dude, venues, who fucking knows at this point?
Except it's not going to make money, so it's more like $1,000 question.
Shit.
$50.
I don't know. We're all hoping for a venue, man. I think there's people that are motivated, but I'm not sure if anything's in the works or not, for real. I think there's rumblings of things.
There was one guy who messaged me, and he tried opening a venue, but he mentioned it in the Evansville music scene page and was shot down. And that's kind of where I was
That's an
really
issue.
upset. Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck are you mad at this? We don't have a solid venue like Boca and Lamasco's and TJ Stockyard stepped up, and I give them credit where it's due, but they're not
That's
what
not a
we
venue
need.
venue. You know, the thing is, when people see Strict, they're gonna hurt each other. When people see Sausage Slam, they move around. When people see Foreign Competence, they move around. It's one thing to have rock shows, and that's awesome. One thing to have indie shows. Any shows, I think it's awesome to be hosting anything like that. But when you get into the more aggressive side of music, in whatever form that may come in, obviously the crowd involved is going to be a little rowdier, and Lamasco isn't clean. They're not too keen on that, and neither is Boca, which understandably they're bars. You know, they're not, not music.
I can
venues.
imagine
They'll
opening up
somebody
the
else step
splash
up.
zone in Lamasco.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, like at Lamasco's, like, you know, they're telling you not to mosh, and like, I don't know, they get really worried when people do, which is kind of funny to me because we had my buddy Austin came and he didn't care, and I was telling people, hey, don't mosh, but I can only say so much. I'm not in control. And bro just went out there, broke his nose, and then told Chris, dude at Lamasco's, he was like, this was awesome, and he's like, I thought he was gonna sue us.
My buddy Nick's, I think he fucked some people up when we played Hans.
Yeah,
because that's the one song that people that don't like us like is Hans, because they're like, well, I don't like you guys, but that one breakdown's kind of cool. It goes dun, dun.
The one part with Jake and Wallace.
You know that part's heavy. I like that one. Don't like you guys though. Yeah. But anyways, no, I'm used to that, dude. That's the standard in all my bands. That's fine.
We're pretty whatever. Like I don't know.
I'm happy to do it, man.
Yeah.
I love metalcore. I love what we get to play. I'm stoked to be a part of it. I do want to shout. I know you said if we're gonna plug anybody, I want to shout out Steve Tyner.
Definitely.
The fucking realest dude recording bands. I mean, I'm sure there's other dudes, but the realest dude I know recording bands in Evansville right now. He has bent over backwards and went to great lengths to do anything and everything to satiate any needs I've had recording wise. He's been helping Torn Confidence with some mixing stuff and some producing stuff. That guy's affordable. He's really cool. He's super nice, and he will do anything he can to make sure you love what he's doing for you. I think he's worked he worked with Rat King. He saved Forthright's last record, because that's another story. But he saved that record. I know he did some mixing for Alpha Incident, and I think he did some stuff for Janglesheep too.
Yeah, I think he did there last
Corduroy Orbison. There's a bunch of local stuff that he's done. It's just all came out awesome, and I don't know. If you're looking for somebody, he's super versatile. He will do whatever you need. So we'll plug him.
One band I would like to shout out from the area is Of Nothing. I think those dudes, if they
nice guys,
very nice guys from Owensboro. I think if they keep at it, because right now they've only released like 2 singles. They keep at it, they're gonna have a good career, a good run. Because I mean, they started out. I think they hit the ground running. They got They got on a bunch of good shows. With, I think their first show was our album release show.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
And then they had that show in Owensboro that was fucking ridiculous.
Dude, that show was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. That band is very nice, very cool dudes. It's nice to see other bands playing this genre,
doing it well.
Yeah, they're nice dudes. So, shout out to Cohen.
Cohen, baby, Cohen. I can't believe I. All right, so
Oh my God.
Kenton has sent me some of their stuff, and oh shit, I ain't supposed to say that, but I
No,
don't think
Kenton didn't send him anything,
Kenton
but Jake
didn't
has a
send me
really good
anything.
feeling that it sounds fucking incredible.
I feel like it sounds really good, and I think they're about to make some fucking noise.
That band has I don't know that with
Improved.
the EP that we haven't heard, that band is about to not go some places because we don't have any idea.
Yeah, dude, they may. I don't know.
They may not because we haven't heard it. So
Yeah,
we don't know. But no, man, that's a band that really stuck with it, kept at it, and
It shows.
I will say this. I know that we're at the end of this interview, but it brings up a good point. That band makes me jealous, and I don't mean that in a bad way where I'm spiteful. I mean, that band makes me jealous and makes me want to strive to do more with what I'm doing, and I think that's really important in any scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to see more of that in our scene rather than gatekeeping and people putting each other down. I think people need to one up each other and try to make some cool shit. Because
Yes.
we're all gonna succeed that way, man.
Yeah.
We're all get
Yeah.
there. Keep at
We
it.
all have the same goal, and I mean, I don't know. I think it's just because in the beginning we weren't that good and whatever. Like we were still learning our instruments and
Yeah.
what we were good at and all
Yeah.
that, and so it felt like we got gatekept a bit.
Kept. There you go.
Fuck. But because of that, we pushed ourselves to go out of town, and it helped a lot. I think, I don't know, to an extent, not being what everybody cares about kind of pushed us to do something else, and I think it helped us out a lot because we realized, like, hey, even if people don't necessarily like us here, we
Right.
can go somewhere else and we can have fans and a following. And
I
there's
think-
something for everybody.
I think failing. I think being in the rough phase, and I think that not being the best band out there is going to be a part of it, no matter what.
Mhm.
I think people. I don't know. I don't think they need to set the bar high right out of the gate. You're obviously not going to be good your first few shows, no matter what you're doing. I know I've been in some. I've played some shitty shows and some shitty bands on a lot of different levels and a lot of different places. And I think to anyone listening out there who may want to start a band and hasn't done it, give it a try. Like, don't be scared to fall on your face.
For
and
sure.
Get made fun of a bit because I really like his background.
I do too.
I think that's one thing that you don't need to be afraid of because we've all done it. There's nobody out there. There's not a single motherfucker out there. It doesn't matter if it's your idol, dude. They've had some bad shows and they've been in some bad bands and they weren't born knowing what they're doing. So
Yep.
it's never too late to give it a try and to get out there. I think we need more bands and we need more people giving it a shot.
Yeah.
So
Learn from it and be good. Not necessarily be good, but like if you're gonna do it, don't fake it. Be authentic.
Yes.
Like I feel like there's a lot of like,
fronts people put up.
yeah, a lot of people just put up these fronts, and I'm not necessarily talking about our scene, but just everywhere. Like every scene has those bands that are just kind of acting like they're too big for their britches, and they get just I don't know. To me, it's just tainted image in my
it comes
eyes.
off corny and it's really off-putting. And I know that if I was just going to a show and I saw like this, these douchebags get on stage and then it's one thing if you know what you're doing, but if you're acting like that and you don't, then it's even worse. And it's just, I don't know, it puts a bad image out there. And I think it's good to just own what you do and know what you do well. And
Be nice.
yeah, be a nice guy, please. Because there's nothing worse than, going to some show somewhere and some dude thinking, they're too fucking cool for school or whatever.
Yeah. Or like
It's
just sitting
leaves
outside the whole time because they don't care about what the hell's going on.
Right.
And I mean, I'd get that if you're a regular touring band where you've seen every fucking show for 2 months. Like, yeah, I could get you maybe
Right, I've
don't want
done
to
it.
sit
It
in the
sucks.
show.
I played in an easycore band and I watched about 40 Blink-182 covers and let me tell you, stop.
Could you shout out the Easy Core band so we can do some research? Hello?
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We'll get him back. We're closing up. We're almost done.
Almost there.
We're almost there.
Of course, that's just a regular car in the background. Obviously, not anything with trademark or copyright.
That is 100% a car that I have not seen before in the background.
Absolutely. That is definitely not the car from
Blah,
possibly...
blah, 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 blah. Blank.
Possibly...
That is definitely
Definitely
not
not a
an
reference to what we're
orange
talking about.
trash can. We weren't talking about anything with
oh,
what's
Hey,
up?
boys.
Hey, there we go.
Boys,
Can you hear us? Where
There
we
we
go?
We can hear you.
I was saying don't play Blink covers, but I don't know if you heard anything past that. You can play a Blink cover, but like, don't do it if the band's on tour because they've heard it a million times, dude.
just play Unholy Confessions by
It's
Vince
straight
Neil.
up in real life. I
There
think I
you
heard
go.
all this 20 times. Like, that's not a joke, and I was real mad about it. Did not like it.
I was gonna ask if you could shout out that Easy Core band so we could do some research on it.
Oh, well, I was in two. So I was in / filled in for two Easy Core bands. So there was a band from Jersey called Bad Case of Big Mouth that I played with for a little while, and nice dudes. It was a lot of fun. We got to tour with Carousel Kings and Abandoned by
Oh hell
Bears,
yeah!
Sweden. All
Man.
very nice. I'm still in touch with all of them. Nice dudes. I'm stoked to have had that experience. And then later that year, I did a tour with Crunkosaurus Rex, who they just changed their name to Home Sweet Home at the time. And yeah, still some of my best buds. Nice dude.
And I will say, I was never too big of a fan of like easy core pop punk. Like, I mean, I like bits and pieces of it, but it wasn't like my main
It's
genre I listened to.
understandable.
But Crunkosaurus Rex fucking slaps.
I
I will
swear to
stand by that
God.
till I die. I love that shit.
That's a fun
Wild
band.
shows.
Nice dudes. I actually got to. It's funny. I got to see them years ago at Show Me Your Scene Fest 2, and I saw them and I was like, "This is amazing." And I remembered, I don't know,
Damn trombone.
I was a dickhead. I still am a dickhead, but like I went up to them and I was like,
You're my dickhead.
"Man, your name's not very good, but I like the music." They were like, "Oh, thanks." And then I got to be really good friends with them right after, so I guess it justified it. But nice dudes. It was a lot of fun. I wish that band was still a thing, but you know, I'm glad it was here while it lasted. So.
Hell yeah. Well, I didn't know you were in Crunkosaurus Rex. That kicks ass, man.
Yeah,
But,
I was officially, unofficially. I don't know. It was never like a thing. I filled in, and then we were gonna try to. Austin, their old drummer, was still part of the band. He was gonna play guitar too, and I was gonna try to play drums. And we actually even tried to write a full record, and it just kind of fizzled, unfortunately. So those songs are out there in the ether. I don't even have them, and they exist somewhere, and no one will ever hear them. And there's this one small violin for playing for that stage. So.
Too many dreams die on hard drives. Don't let it happen to you.
Yep.
There's at least 2 albums that I've had a part in that have never seen the light of day, and I don't remember the Dropbox login anymore.
Shit.
So they're gone.
Heartbreaking. It's the worst, man. I've got a lot
Definitely.
of stuff like that. It happens, man. It sucks.
But I wanted to thank you guys for, not only being on the show once, but being on the show twice in the same week.
Yeah.
No joke.
I think this was a better format anyway. So I'm glad it happened
definitely.
twice. We got more
Definitely is. It works better. You guys sounded better.
We drank a little. I drank whiskey. He drank beer. We just, you gotta get a little talk.
Busch
Talk
Light.
Oh,
juice.
yeah, absolutely.
Also known as
Loosen up.
Yeah, dude. You
But
got ditch water.
that West Side. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. This is Torn Confidence. We've had Jacob and Eddie from Torn Confidence, and great guys, great music. Check them out. Go see them when you can.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. See you, fellas.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Thanks for sticking around with us, guys. This has been Ikit Music Scene. Don't forget to check out the bands below. Go ahead and check out their websites, their links. Make sure you support everyone that you can, and I think we're just going to play a couple more tunes. Go ahead and call it a night. Keep an eye out for the podcast. We are going to try to update it every Tuesday. Go ahead and check out the website, ikitmusicscene.blogspot.com. You can find all of the podcast, all of the interviews there. Other than that, let's just play a few more songs, and we're signing out.